Hey, what's going on everybody? This is G and I'm Phunken hungry. In this video, we're going to try Nongshim Shin Noodle Ramen, and this is the kimchi flavor. So Nongshim Co. Limited is a Korean noodle company. I'll leave the nutrition information on screen if you're interested in taking a look. Also, I'll leave the ingredients on screen if you want to pause and go through that. But like always, we'll go through the basic ingredients. So you have your noodles, then you have the soup base, which is basically soy, salt, yeast, sugar, soybean, wheat, flavor enhancer 621, 627, and 631. You have vegetable oils, contain soy sauce, garlic. Then you have the flake packet. That's dried kimchi, 37%, and dried vegetables. Allergy information contains wheat and soy produced in a factory that may also process products that contain eggs, peanuts, milk, fish, and tree nuts. The good old tree nuts are back. And the cooking directions on this one, you boil 500 milliliters of water, you add the noodles, the soup base, and the flakes. And you cook that for 4 minutes and enjoy. Here we have a bowl of the noodles. I really need to get myself like a glass bowl so you can kind of like see what's inside more. I will say I like the amount of noodles you get in this. They do give you quite a lot of vegetables as well. The dried flake packet. It looked like it had some cabbage, some carrot. It looked like some spring onion, maybe a few other Asian vegetables. I was cooling down. I'll probably be reviewing some of this type of stuff like noodles and soups or whatever. But let's give this a try. We'll try the noodles first. Yeah, that's a really lovely noodle. Gonna try some of the broth as well. Yeah, that's a lovely flavor. I'm tasting like garlicky onion sort of flavors. I'm tasting the kimchi flavors. Yeah, this is a solid ramen. Nice noodles, a little bit of a bounciness to them. You know, they have a little bit of spring in their step. A little bit of bite to them. Sometimes it's nice to have a noodle that has a bit of a broth inside as well. Lots of flavor. They're not that spicy. To me, you know, it depends if you can handle your spice. Some people can't handle, you know, like quite mild stuff. But I'd say if you're not that big on spice, they're not that spicy. You know, compared to other noodles I've done on the channel, they're quite tame and they're quite mild. But that doesn't mean that they're not full of flavor. It does have like a little bit of spice that sort of, you know, just builds on your tongue and you can sort of taste it a little bit in the back of your mouth. You get as well nice chunky bits of vegetables in this, which I really like. A lot of these companies that do the flakes in the noodles, a lot of time you don't get that much. But yeah, you get some really nice chunky bits of vegetable in this one. I mean, the vegetable is a dried vegetable, so there's not a huge amount of flavour. It definitely adds some flavour, and I'd say once it hits the broth, it sort of brings out some of that flavour into the juices and into the broth and the soup. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with this. This is definitely going to be a nice noodle to have, you know, in like the sort of cooler weather, sipping on tea like Kermit. So the Shin Noodle Soup Kimchi Ramen, absolutely delicious, full of flavour. I personally would like a little bit more spice in this. So if you don't like spice that much, if you go to an Indian and, you know, you go the butter chicken instead of the vindaloo, this is probably for you. If you're like me and you want a little bit more of a chili kick, you can add some more, you know, flavours to this. But I do really love that soup. Has a nice sort of like soy, garlic, kimchi flavour to it. You know, like a little bit sweet, a little bit sour, a little bit spicy. The noodles are delicious in this. Really lovely flavour for an instant noodle. I will will say that it's nice to have these noodles because I have been trying hotter noodles on the channel, which I do love, but it's kind of is nice to have a noodle that you can kind of really taste the soy, the garlic. You can really taste like the vegetables in this. A little bit more aromatic. You can taste the sort of sour flavors. You can taste the sweetness. This spice, it sort of settles on your taste buds, but it's quite a delicate, nice flavor, and it sort of, you know, disappears after a while. Now, you get this in a 5-pack, so I got this from, I believe it was like Woolworths. I think they're about $8 for 5. So that's not too bad. Obviously, stuff's a little bit more expensive than it used to be. But my rating for Nongshim Shin Noodle Soup Kimchi Ramen, I'm going to have to give that an 8.5 out of 10. You know, I really like that soup broth. The noodles are absolutely delicious. Like, for an instant noodle, they're really full of flavour, really nice. They have a lovely texture. And I do love that soup. It's nice to have the noodles. And the noodles are full of flavour because they have the broth on it. But, you know, you do taste some of the vegetables and stuff with the noodle. And then you have that nice broth, that soup, to sort of sip on as you're having some bites of noodle. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely recommend to give them a try if you haven't. And my rating for the price, I'll give them a 7.5 out of 10. Not too bad of a price. But if you've tried Nongshim Shin Noodle Soup Kimchi Ramen, let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could please like, please subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. This was G from Phunken Hungry, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.